Okay. So, you're the director of admissions.
Yes.
Right. So, what are some of your main responsibilities as director of admissions? What types of things do you do on a daily basis?
And those might be two different questions. So, on a daily basis, I'm the one who, we have a small graduate admissions office. There are 3 professionals in the office who do informational interviews, read and evaluate the applications. We all serve on the admissions committee, those kinds of things. In addition, this is a small graduate school of education, so we're very much integrated into the work of the whole graduate school. So I'm on the program review committee as new programs are developed. I serve on that committee along with faculty, and we just try to make sure that we have programs that are really serving our students as well as possible. Our goal is to have wonderful graduate programs that will really help people who want to become teachers and work with kids. And Bank Street has been involved with thinking deeply about how children learn,
right,
and what children need from their teachers, and how children develop, thinking about that from the time that this place was started in 1916. And there's a certain continuity of Lucy Sprague Mitchell's mission and spirit that continues through until now. In the front of the catalog is her credo. It's also on the wall of the outer office in the graduate admissions suite. And it's a very inspiring message, which I think is, you were kind of asking about what is Bank Street about? What's the heart of Bank Street? And if you look at that credo, that really tells you a lot about what inspires us, what we're hoping will work for, we can communicate to our students and that they will take on when they are graduate students here.
So this was the tail end of this question that I first asked, but what's day-to-day life like? And I guess it's a little bit different now. It's summer, but maybe it's not.
Day to day, I come in. Probably the first thing that I do is check my calendar, check my email. There's always lots of stuff waiting, waiting there. There are so we might be doing informational interviews. I have a weekly meeting with the associate dean. There's a weekly meeting with all of the student services professionals. And then there's just a lot, as you can see from behind me, a lot of work that has to be done in terms of making sure that, in the fall there's a whole recruitment schedule, making sure that all of the professionals are on task about their recruitment responsibilities, making sure that as any program changes happen, that all of our materials are updated, answering a lot of questions from prospective students, but also working all the time with faculty, especially the program directors, because of the whole application process and the people who are involved in that. Does that kind of
totally
give you a sense?
How long have you been working at Bank Street?
I have been the director of graduate admissions since 1993.
Oh wow, that's a long time. So what about the school has made you want to stay this long and love about what do you love about it?
Well, I'm a graduate of Bank Street College.
Oh.
So I had been, before I came to Bank Street, I had been a high school English teacher.
Okay.
And then I had my children, and I took some time off, and then I thought about what I wanted to do. And I eventually came to Bank Street when technology was really going into classrooms for the first time. And I did my degree here in technology and education, and I taught in the computer department. There was a program at that time, and it was, and so I taught in that program after I graduated. And I also taught writing here at the college. And then I became the director of graduate admissions. I believe in the mission of this place down to my bones. I love the way that we work with children because we're really, you're an education major. Yep. We think it's so important that people keep in mind that the children are the learners. It's not about the teacher imparting knowledge. It's about engaging those kids. It's about helping them become learners. It's about thinking about, how can I take this complicated subject or this this kind of mathematical thinking that they haven't done before? How can I help them to move into that? What's appropriate for their developmental level? And then how do I help them to feel they own this? This is theirs. They really, this is about them and about their learning. Part of the work of Bank Street is also helping kids to think about themselves as members of a community. Their family as community, their classroom as community, this neighborhood as community, and then widening out from there. So every, here at Bank Street College, there's a graduate school and there's a school for children. Often the graduate students are having their classes later in the day in the school for children. But because there are real children here all the time, we're always thinking about how does that, we see kids all the time and we're always very conscious of, here are these kids, are we serving them well? And when the teachers in the school for children are perhaps thinking about a social studies unit that is appropriate, say, at the middle school level, they are trying to think, how do I help these kids to put themselves in the place of those people who were living at that time? What must it have been like for them? How do you help them to walk in someone else's shoes? And if you're doing that with kids all along, when they graduate, when they leave 8th grade here, I think they're very well prepared to be more empathetic to all kinds of people, to really be able to express their own ideas, but really be able to hear other people, to really understand what community is about. When we're looking at the children in the school for children, or in classes where our graduate students work, we are thinking not only about the intellectual development of those kids, but also about their social and emotional development. And I think that thinking about all of those things as a piece is just so central to Bank Street. To me, all the things I've been talking about are also so basic, so central, so important to kids that I don't really, it makes me very pleased that that's the kind of work that we do. It's something you can believe in deeply, and you know that it's really serving kids well. So that's why I stay here.
Wonderful. That's great. You were just talking, and you remind me of this teacher that I just had. She is our